Yo, yo, yo. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lawnhub Live after lunch on a Thursday.
Kind of at lunch. I'm eating.
I just smashed 2 rolls. Someone's touched this. There we go.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Who would have thought?
Well, who would have thought?
I did. I paid for 10 episodes
Yeah?
up front.
Well, that's a problem.
How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you for ages.
Oh, been busy. How was the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show?
It was good, actually.
Yeah?
Had a bit of grass there.
Yeah.
Or lawn if you own a business that's got the word lawn in it. Or turf if you've gone and done a diploma in some kind of turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was quite a different trip for me because I didn't drink.
Yes.
So I was able to remember everything. Yeah. And I don't think I was racist or sexist.
Wow. New year, new you.
Turned over a new leaf. So, yeah, it was good. We ended up, I think we had about 20 or 25 of us went over.
Beautiful.
Dylan filmed a bunch of content, so that'll be up on Water Pros
Socials.
YouTube soon. Dylan gets around to finishing his editing.
And he didn't get on the milk beers this time.
How many beers did you have over there? 2? Not a lot. No. Yeah. Doesn't know an actual number, but it wasn't 2 and it wasn't a lot.
That was Kira did a great job last week running solo.
Yeah, solo. Hang on. So if Kira did it on her own last week, what have we got Dylan here for?
Well, that raises a valid point.
Dylan's like, funny, because I have a car to drive to a holiday destination with Easter fast approaching. Sorry, I'm just going to message these guys. So, Lawnhub Live. What's happened that I don't know about? Last week you did, you and Jai give some stuff away.
Yep. Gave some NSFW away.
Did people actually?
Yep, they've all been claimed.
Oh, nice.
So,
I got a surprise for you.
yeah. Captain Kurt Springwater.
Yep, you now have a water sponsor.
Do we?
You do. I think they're personally sponsoring you. I don't think they want me to be associated with the brand for the risks associated with my instability. So I don't know if you like sparkling mineral water because it's probably a little bit bougie for a Gawler resident.
Definitely, but I'll give it a whirl.
But if you shake it up, the bubbles will disappear and then you can just have a can of water. So I got a message through from someone on Instagram.
Bullshit. How good is this?
So we now have an official water sponsor. And I'll just explain a bit about it while we wait for the questions to roll in. So I had a message come through on my Instagram saying, hey, or I got a dude who I know who owns a water company called Captain Kurt. And they currently only have sparkling mineral water. It's very early stage. To be honest, it's quite a unique sponsorship because I don't think you can buy it.
Oh,
as in he'll sell it to you direct if you're in South Australia. But the freight cost, which we had a good chat about it when I picked it up from his house last night, the freight cost for him is kind of impacting the profitability of the business. It was the idea that he come up with, and now he's just working through the process of working out. He's still employed, so he's kind of like, this is a side project. But he likes the idea of being involved with podcasts, and so we've got a box of water to drink, thanks to Captain Kurt. So you said you wanted a sponsor?
Thank you, Captain Kurt.
And Taylor, who I'm messaging now, hooked us up with Kurt. And
nice.
It might be a bit foreign to you because it's fancy.
Ah, that's good.
The
crack was good.
We all know how much you love crack.
Well, it's those Northerners, mate. That's really nice. That's bloody lovely.
It actually is good. I think one of the challenges with a sparkling water is if it gets over-carbonated. That's probably a lot closer to a San Pellegrino carbonation than it is to a Mount Franklin carbonation, which I'm very familiar with.
Yes.
Because I've got Mount Franklin here as well. I've also got a Red Bull in case I start to fade, and Coke in case I want to get cancer. So Anyway, we have a question come through on Kira's just messaged me through.
Beautiful.
From Blake Magrin on Facebook. So today we're going to give away a ultimate spray pack to each platform. So there'll be one on Facebook, one on YouTube, and one on Instagram. The other platforms do not reach the same audience currently, so we won't be giving away packs on there unless I have a bit of a Clint moment and just start giving stuff away.
You get a car. You get a car.
Yeah. I'm like Oprah if you ordered her on Wish. That's me. But it's not Wish anymore, is it?
And what?
I'm Oprah if you ordered her on Temu.
Is Wish not a thing now? It's actually just Temu.
I think they full rebranded to Temu because Wish was associated with like people buying crack pipes.
Oh, and people saying it's like buying something good, except you got it on Wish.
I mean, they probably banked billions of dollars. So
Well, they were sponsoring the Lakers, I reckon. One of the NBA teams. Fact check that, didn't I? I'm probably wrong. So, Angus is back. All right, so Blake said, hey guys, what's your personal favourite type of grass and why? Tuning in from New South fucking Wales.
Before we answer that, so I've had one from Western fucking Australia. I've had one from fucking Victoria. Obviously, we've got one
I thought we
from
were meant to swear in the first.
New South fucking
20 minutes.
Wales. And then yesterday I had one from fucking Queensland. So I think we can now call it a thing.
I think it could be Queen's fucking land, right? Anyway. Fuck, it's hot in here already.
I love Santa Ana Cooch.
Fact check, Lakers were sponsored by Wish.
Oh, well done.
Look at me with my general knowledge.
Well done. Santa Ana Cooch for me, it's my bread and butter. It's the OG goat. And I just like the way it looks. It cuts, the colour. Yeah, I just love it.
I don't like grass at all.
No, no.
And I think it's a two-way street. I don't know. I think that my seeded blend in my front yard at the moment, I'm enjoying, purely because it's different and it's something that I'm learning. I was talking to someone this morning about the whole process of learning new things as being part of the meaning of life. And so I think that the process of going through that and kind of understanding what I'm doing and everything, it's been good. So yeah, I'd have to say my fescue blend, which I don't actually know what's in it because they won't tell me, because they know I'm going to commercialize it and start selling it and competing against the people that make it. But yeah, and I think Santa Ana's a nice answer as well. I think that sometimes we can get a little bit caught up in all these new breeds.
Absolutely.
But even I reckon Max would agree. I reckon you talked to Maxie about like that when he was working here. And he was kind of like, you don't need to do all that, like Wintergreen and Santa Ana and kind of the real basic cooches. You know, is that my computer gone?
Yep.
Right, volume is off. So that's the answer, Blake. Thank you for your question. Angus McGregor on Facebook. Gents, I'm back for Lawnhub Live, 2 weeks off with a funeral and the Formula One GP. Have caught up on the missed episodes whilst being behind the mower. Looking forward to today's session.
I love that.
That is good.
I love that.
It's good. I don't think I every time I hear that someone's listening or watching this podcast, it surprises me. I've had so many failures in my social media career that I'm just really haven't tested it without you. So it'd be interesting to see. I think it might just be you. It'd just be like Lawnhub Live with Clint and everyone's like, oh yeah, look man, I got to go to a thing.
Yeah, the neighbour's got a barbecue.
Pre-organised.
Yeah, just cul-de-sac family party.
You ready for this one? Adam from YouTube. G'day lads, greetings from Porter fucking Gusta.
I love this.
Don't hold that against me. A few questions. Is it okay to use pre and post emergence before putting down your products or better afterwards? I'm assuming referring to putting them down with our fertilizers.
I mean, with pre-emergent, the liquid version, whether that's Barricade or Spartan, that can't be applied with the granular. For whatever reason, I said last week I was going to look into that, but I think from what I can find, it's the prill reacts with the liquid, so
just don't do it.
Just don't do it. And
but when you're saying the same time, what's your gap? 3 or 4 days?
Oh,
next day.
You can do it within 24 hours once the product's been washed in. But I meant like if your time, like
you're not tank mixing, for lack of a better term, granular liquid.
Yeah, so you're not applying granular and then you're spraying Spartan or Barricade and watering it in. That doesn't.
We could
work.
maybe call that freight training. Okay, no, that won't catch on. Cool, whatever. We'll just continue on.
We need the soundboard.
I need my own fucking soundboard. Okay. So before putting down your products or better afterwards. So post-emergence being a treatment, you can use a product like NSFW in conjunction with the products. I think the best thing to do, two things you could do if you're in doubt. One, message the page. And obviously you've just asked the question and I get it, that's fine. If you can't get access to the information, using our full load pack application calendar might give you a bit of insight on when to use things and the orders, and you can kind of like use that to work it out. But yeah, pre-emergent on its own.
Yeah, or with wet. You can apply it with wet.
Yep. Post-emergent with a wet as a surfactant.
Or three-way.
Yeah.
But yeah, granular is usually just a whole different application by itself.
The Car Po Marks on YouTube. Hi guys, just had a new Buffalo Sir Walter laid 4 months ago. It's grown nicely at the moment, but it's got a lot of potholes and grid lines. Okay, so that's obviously hasn't meshed in well. When's the best time to rectify this issue and make it flat?
Where did he say it was from? Did he say?
He's from YouTube. I don't know where he's from. He's laid Sir Walter. So where are they spending their marketing dollars at the moment?
Everywhere. Look, if you're here in South Australia, you can still probably top dress those train marks or train lines or grid lines as you've called them.
Running a train on your lawn.
Yeah, or you can just wait out till next spring, depending on where you are. Because if it's starting to, you're starting to see sub-20s, it's starting to cool right down. It got down to 8 down in Gawler during the week, so it's getting cold, unfortunately.
Even the warm weather's been stolen from Gawler, right?
Yep.
So during the growing season being
During the growing season, yeah.
When it's actively growing.
Yeah. But it'll still grow a little bit over the winter depending on where you are. If it goes full dormant, then yeah, you're obviously not going to get any growth, but you'll still get some growth if the soil temps are there.
Adam on YouTube kind of asking a question that you might have just answered. Is it okay to add wet to pre and post emergence? Brought a place that has a rough cooch out back. So hoping to get it back to its former glory. Can BBW and wet be used in gardens? So 2 questions there.
Yeah. So if you're using if you're using wet with NSFW as a surfactant, I think it's 5 to 10 mil per 20 mil per 5 litres or 10 litres.
I think it's less than that. I think it was. Do you want the bottle?
Yeah.
Did we leave those other bottles at our meeting?
Yeah, we must have.
Oh, classy. 10 mil per 5 litres.
Yeah. So that's as a surfactant, so that's fine. So what a surfactant does, it helps the chemical stick to the leaf a lot easier, a lot more efficiently. And then, wet with a pre-emergent like Barricade or Spartan will help distribute it evenly throughout the soil, get that really good coverage.
Can BBW and wet be used in gardens?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. I like to use BBW more so in the gardens than wet. It's just, I find it's just easier, if I'm being honest, and I'm sometimes lazy, so sometimes I don't like getting the sprayer out, but whether with BBW you can just chook feed it into the soil. But really good in the garden. Help drive that water deep, because garden beds, especially if you've got like an organic soil in there or something with like you've brought in soil from like a potting mix or something, that'll traditionally go hydrophobic a lot quicker, I've found, especially, or the stuff I get goes hydrophobic quicker than the stuff in the lawn, so it'll help break up that hydrophobic soil as well. So it's doing lots of things in the garden as well as the normal stuff like retaining moisture, pushing water deep. It also, helps with the hydrophobic soil layer.
Right. Sorry, I had to deal with some other stuff. Where are we, Kira? So this was a question I was actually going to ask you, and it's come through from Angus McGregor on Facebook. What's your Easter plans?
My Easter plans? Tomorrow, I just said as we went live, I was going to have a nice sleep in tomorrow.
This is good water.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to be honest. I hate sparkling water, but this is really nice because of the whole Gawler and bougie shit, you know. But no, that's really nice. I do like a good label. It reminds me of and I hope this isn't offensive or they didn't really plan for this, but Fisherman's Friends, the
throat
mints.
lozenges.
Yeah, the mints. It looks very similar color wise, and
I said it looked like it was inspired by Happy Dad. A little bit.
and is it Evelyn water?
Evian?
Yeah.
Evelyn water?
Yeah, well,
I get it, man.
I'm
The water that
dyslexic,
you drink
yeah.
comes out of a tap. I get it.
No, I actually don't drink tap water. I drink the filtered water out of my fridge and bottled water.
Where do you drink bottled water? At work, where I get it out of the fridge for free.
I'm not going to lie, especially not live. But that Office Works water tastes really fucking good.
I changed the bottles.
No, they're back to the red caps now. I don't know why.
I had a blue cap today.
Yeah.
Kentown have different bottles then. You're
Okay.
not buying from there. Anyway, no one cares. Easter plans. So
Easter
you're going to sleep
plans.
in tomorrow. What's the sleep-in look like for you? Like 7?
My last sleeping was till 3 p.m. Yeah.
Was that after you went to the cricket with me?
No. I was still awake at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. Yeah. And then to Angel's mum's house for lunch. And then Saturday go to Oakbank, the races, the Easter Carnival.
So you're not one of those guys that is concerned about animal welfare then?
Look, Clint, we could get into that. And if it wasn't for horse racing, these horses would be glue. So, they've already banned jumps racing in South Australia. That hasn't been around for a couple of years now.
Well, they don't do jumps at Oakbank anymore.
No.
Huh.
But,
Hang on, so if you're a horse that jumps, right? So
Yeah.
you're like fucking
Glue factory.
I'm the big dog. I fucking clear things, but you can't run in a straight line very well.
yeah, glue
So they
factory.
all got killed.
Yep.
You'd be
And
spewing if you just dropped $1 million on a foal.
And and I'm happy to go to war with people in the comments about this,
Oh,
but
Jesus.
my family is in the industry.
As in you've got horses.
No, like dad
Or
used to have
your
horses.
dad's a horse?
Mum's family used to have horses and dogs. So a horse is never intended to be a jumps horse, right? They're always trying to be a flat race.
Because there's more money in it.
There's more money in
Yep.
it, yep. But if you find a horse is not really good at a flat race, it gets a second opportunity to be a jumps horse.
Before it becomes
Glue.
sausages.
Yeah.
Is it glue?
Well, that's just a
Chicken nuggets.
yeah. Now you've only got one option, one opportunity, one moment.
Like M&M.
Yep. If you're not good on the flat,
Your mum's spaghetti.
yeah, you're in mum's spaghetti.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to Oakbank.
Yep.
Support animal cruelty.
No.
Hopefully win some money.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm also so it's my 26th time that I've been to Oakbank. Yeah.
Consecutively.
Not consecutively. There was a COVID year, and then there was a year where my former employer made me work on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say there was a year when the South Australian police weren't allowing you back for 12 months.
No. That was a different event.
Yeah.
And then playing golf with Irvo on Sunday. Said he was going to ask you if you were keen. But then he's like, "There's people behind us, and he knows how you feel about that."
I need my own course.
Yeah, and then we discussed that.
Yeah, which I think we will probably have
Yeah, well,
at some point. It might just be a 9-hole with 2 tee blocks, but
Yeah.
but not like 2 tee blocks that one's here and one's there.
Yeah.
It'll be a par 3 and a par 5. So there'll be a tee block halfway down on each
Yeah.
of the 9 holes. I don't know. We'll work it out.
yeah. And then Monday, I'll probably come here and work on the van.
Oh, nice.
You?
My weekend calendars are managed by Mrs. Adams. Easy. Good Friday, we always do something. And they have to buy me specialty foods because they fucking only eat fish.
Yep.
Because they legitimately believe there's a magic man in the sky that fucking
Yeah,
gives
we
kids cancer.
Because Friday he died, right?
don't know.
That's when they killed him, and then he came back to life. Like, because that's so real.
We just lost 20% of our audience.
Yeah. Look, believe what you want to.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm not going to even say that. So yeah, I think they get me schnitties. So that's good.
Yep.
And then the rest of the weekend, I think I got to myself. Thankfully, I think it's 31 here on Saturday.
Yeah, it is.
So I turned my
nice.
pool heater on this morning. Hopefully, yeah.
Well, you got all the lawnmowers in South Australia.
Yeah, I guess if anyone's in the market for a new cylinder mower and your local mower shop's not open on Sunday, I do now have 3 fully operational cylinder mowers in my shed. So yeah, Daryl hooked me up, sorted out my unicorn, so that's back. Did he sharpen it or anything?
It was already sharpened. I got it sharpened first.
Nice. All right. So that fucking thing should be like...
Oh, it's mint.
Okay, cool.
It feels so good too.
And then I've got the other one.
The Bush
Massport.
Ranger and the Massport.
Massport's probably needs to be looked at. I've had that for a month now. And I don't know if anyone saw on Instagram, but I had the deflector guard fall into the blade on the Bush Ranger. Massive shout out to Stanford and Bush Ranger. They gave me a new one without even seeing the old one. So it's obviously a known issue, but they warranted it without any trouble.
The deflector plate, that is, not the model.
The plate. They also said, do you want us to put it on for you? And I'm like, I know that I'm probably renowned for being pretty useless, but no, I can do that myself. So yeah, I want to just clean out the garage and just like I've got my pinball machines in there. This is fucking, you think this is going to sound fucking douchey. My dog's treadmill is in there.
That's all right. That rocked up to DC.
So I'm one of those people that I don't actually need a dog. We've got a dog because my wife likes to have a dog in the house. So my kind of prerequisite was that it has to kind of be a dog that would fuck you up if you broke in. So we've got a trained German Shepherd, and I won't take him for a walk because it's a pain in the ass. So I bought a treadmill. So I run him on the treadie for 10 or 12 minutes, and that fucks him up because he'll run like 7 Ks an hour. He runs at 10 or 12 Ks an hour for 10 minutes. And he's fucked for the rest of the day. So he gets his exercise. I can do emails for 10 minutes while he's running on the treadie. Everything's good. But when we did that block thing and all that, I had to push all the stuff into the garage. So it's a bit of a mess. So hopefully go through there. I'll probably find, I don't know, $10,000 worth of random shit that we can sell.
Yep.
And so that's my Easter plans. I've been thinking a lot today about alcohol because I haven't drank still since that podcast a month, nearly 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago tomorrow. And I'm kind of like getting the itch. So
get the bugs out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my Easter. I don't really like public holidays. I think we have too many. I think that in general, our society's fucking soft and there's too much sitting around and doing nothing. And I think that by giving all people the public holidays, it just encourages people to do more fucking nothing. Like my fucking kids finished school an hour early today. Why?
Yeah.
Like really, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it just blows my mind. It's like, well, and why even go?
Yeah.
And then if we're not going to go today, why even go this week? And then like, should we even worry about going to school at
Yeah.
all? Anyway, we just lost 10%. There's the teachers that are fucking not working that finished at 2 o'clock today.
They've finished early to listen.
Yeah.
That's why.
They finished early to listen. You think that they give a fuck about the education?
That's why they finished early, the school department here in SA this week, so they could watch the podcast.
I don't think so. I think most teachers, if they were honest and you sat down with them, they would admit that they probably don't really do enough hours to cover what might need to be done. Anyway, thanks for the question, Angus.
Yeah, that was really good.
Duncan Weston on Facebook. What's your favourite chocolate brand, boys?
I'd plot twist. I don't really eat chocolate, but Cadbury, Red Tulip, they're all the same. Those two made by the same company. Come on, man. I used to sell it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they taste the same.
It's the foil that makes it taste different.
Fuck off, dickhead.
It came out. You order it with the same person. It comes out of the same factory.
No.
It's all in your head.
No. So you're saying, hang on. So Red Tulip, you're talking Easter eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Do they make chocolate in general?
Yeah, Cadbury. Mondelez.
No, do Red Tulip have like blocks of chocolate?
No.
They don't. So it's just Easter time they pop up. Okay, that makes sense. I do think that sometimes an egg tastes different to a block because of its size.
Yeah, they do. And this is the biggest scam of all, right? So Easter eggs are generally made. So Easter will happen, and if you're in the supermarket, it'll happen, and then you generally do your Christmas orders in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And then 2 to 6 weeks after that, you do your Easter order for next year and you get all the sales data and stuff. And then it's made in January, February, but it only has 6 months shelf life on it. They make you sell it. But a block of chocolate comes with 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they make you feel like it goes out of date.
Yeah. It goes white.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't look after it properly.
To answer the question, for my answer, my traditionally aggressively eaten chocolate is the hazelnut Cadbury, which has to be in the fridge. followed or equaled with Toblerone, the big fuck off block that you like give your dad because you can't work out what to buy him for Father's Day. That in the fridge, fucking happy days. Don't mind white chocolate either. I
Nice dream.
Yeah. Milky bars are on me. It depends on. It's funny because I won't eat chocolate if I'm drinking. So if I have alcohol, dessert's kind of out the window. But yeah, since I haven't been drinking, I've been like ridiculous with cookies. So Coles have these things called something Crumb Dream or some shit. There's like a cake cookie. Does anyone know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, and they sell for like $6 or $8.
Yeah, for 4 cookies. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
but
and you pay
I'll pay $14 for one. Like
3 or 4 cents
nuts.
a unit for them. Put them in
Something in Dream, but they do like a New York cheesecake. Anyway, they're fucking nuts. So I've been eating them, tubs of ice cream with Oreos crushed into them, and just chocolate in general. It depends. I'm very texture as well. Like I mentioned about the carbonation of this. So my mouthfeel for me with beer was a big thing. And then so with chocolate, it's the same. Like I might want a chocolate flavored thing. So I'd rather have a tort or a mud cake than a piece of chocolate because they're different in my mind. Anyway, that's not what we're here for.
Could be the second podcast.
So yeah, Duncan, favorite chocolate brand.
Probably just Cadbury for me.
Yep. And then whoever makes Toblerone.
Ferrero.
Oh, fuck. Ferrero Rochers. Yeah, in the fridge. In the fridge.
Raffaello's.
Not as much of a fan, but yeah, those things.
Kinder.
No.
They're all the same company.
Yeah. They're different. They can't be all the same. It's just like saying like Sprite and Coke are made by the same company and they're the same drink. It's not the case.
They are made by the same people.
They're not the same drink though.
No, but they come on the same.
Different recipes.
Yeah, different recipes, but they come from the same company.
That's what I'm saying. So
they're two different drinks.
The red tulip Easter eggs could be a different recipe to the Cadbury chocolate.
Oh, I have no doubt that they are.
But you're telling me it tastes the same?
Well, to me it does.
You also said you don't like chocolate. Your opinion doesn't count. You
Okay.
get fucked. All right. Craig Coleman on YouTube. I applied premature 2 weeks ago. When will the next be to apply? I too love Santa Ana, but Tahoma 31 is looking even better at my place. So I think the question is, I've just applied premature 2 weeks ago. When can I apply again?
6 weeks.
So 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
6 weeks from then or 6 weeks from now?
6 to 8 weeks. So from then. So what's that? Just after Anzac Day.
It should start to react differently as the weather cools down. You in 6 to 8 weeks, if your weather temps are lower, you might, depending on how crazy you want to go with fertilizer, you might want to look to buy liquids and start applying foliar applications once the soil temps drop. Premature might not be a reapply kind of product until the same time next year. But if you've got it and you don't want to buy any more,
you should still get a reaction out of the iron in it though.
Well, that was good for TikTok. Sorry, guys. Smack you in the face. Riley on TikTok. What's your opinion on grass?
It's really good.
Yep, I think it should be mandatory for all houses to have it.
I think grass is like it's a usable space amongst the whole family. For example, so if you got kids or a dog, then you got an area to enjoy on.
Yep.
These people that go and make native gardens and stuff, like while they're great, but if you have a child or a dog, it's probably not. Like you can have that, but don't devote the whole area to a native garden, because I think native gardens have their pros in a landscape, but
you've taken this is about grass and you've turned it into fuck native gardens.
No.
And just what's your opinion on grass?
I like it.
There you go.
I think it's really good. And like you said, I think
it's a key pillar of health and happiness in society. And that it's a cooler thing than say concrete or artificial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's obviously a place to be able to experience sport and picnics and concerts and like you go to a concert that's on grass versus go to a concert and sit on the floor on a basketball court or on a concrete surface. Like it's I know that the question was probably a bit what's your opinion on grass, but that's the answer. I think I think that it should be mandatory for people to be putting it into properties of certain sizes, especially as the footprint of buildings becomes bigger to help with cooling of the general environment and to help with management of stormwater and rain deluge in peak rain events. That's 5 weeks of sobriety. Look at that. Fucking boom.
Big words.
Kanos on TikTok. Why are you guys drinking? It's 1 p.m. We're drinking water. So that's all good. We're drinking sparkling water. And I'm drinking it because I'm thirsty and I'd like to try and hydrate. On the other side of that, if it was alcohol at 1:30 p.m., we are in Australia.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is the start of a long weekend. So I would say that we would be in the minority of people not currently consuming alcohol in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was saying, why are you guys not drinking? It's already 1:30 p.m. But then I read it again. I'm like, okay. Nathan Weidenbach on Facebook. Hey guys, just bought the upgrade spray nozzle, great nozzles. Just wondering if you guys have a list of what liquids and sprays to use with what nozzles. We have to do that. And Jonesy was meant to do some kind of spray thing. I think I asked him to do it a week or two ago. 3 or 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2.
In that realm.
In that realm. The amount of beers Dylan had in Melbourne that number of weeks ago, that's how long ago Jonesy was meant to do that. So I think that would probably be a good idea to do that, the nozzle upgrade kit combined with what mixes with what, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so to the short answer quickly, so wet requires is better applied with a coarser nozzle because it's a more viscous product and you want to get that out. So when you water it in, it just flows better through the nozzle, through the wand. If you're using a pre-emergent liquid like Barricade or Spartan, that requires a coarser nozzle. And then everything else can be put through the standard nozzle. So the shorter nozzle and the air induction nozzle is the longer nozzle. There are some fungicides, depending on the mode of action, will determine whether you need a fine mist spray, which is the normal nozzle, or an air induction nozzle, which is a coarser nozzle. If the label, especially a chemical like a herbicide or a fungicide, doesn't make mention to a nozzle choice, then it is assumed, and I know you should never assume, but when we registered NSFW, because it's a commercial label, and I can't remember the exact wording, but it was along the lines of if it doesn't say it, it's assumed. So, and in that situation, if a fungicide or a herbicide doesn't state which nozzle it needs, it's assumed that a standard flat fan nozzle will be suffice. So, yeah, 3-way roots and shoots, they can be done with the standard short nozzle, which is that flat fan nozzle, wet, coarser nozzle, so the air induction nozzle. But yeah, like Clint said, I'll get that done, definitely, promise.
He's generally pretty good with that kind of shit. All right, Craig McNamara on Facebook. What's the best liquid fertilizer for buffalo?
Liquid fertilizer, solely liquid fertilizer, 3-way. But if you're looking to add a bit of kelp in there, then yeah, obviously roots and shoots, but you could alternate between those two.
Kira's just sent through a comment saying, highly rate this water. Kira.
Oh, Kira's got one. Oh, he's got one. I was like, fuck, someone got one. Like,
where's Kira from? The podcast room. Yeah. It's not bad, eh? Like,
I don't like sparkling.
Yeah, it's carbonated really well. It's not like, oh fuck, like it's trying
not
to
offensive.
I think sometimes especially if you scull it, like we buy like some real shitty sparkling water, like the Coles brand stuff, and you drink it and it feels like it's actually like stripping the inside of your mouth. You're like, yeah, it's good. And it's funny because I said to him, we'll help try and promote it. Like he's given it to us for free. We're not taking any money to promote it or anything. I thought it was cool for us to have our first ever sponsor on a podcast. And I was like, if people want to buy it, he's like, yeah, nah. I'm like, I will just grow the brand then. And I don't know, maybe it will become like one of these like cult things where like everyone wants it, but you can't get it. Like, it's like, but he sells it from his house in the northeastern suburbs of South Australia. And maybe we might end up selling it at our locations. Fuck knows. There's not a lot of money in water if you make it in small batches, from what I understand, but it's good. All right.
That's so funny how that's come full circle now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Jonesy wanted to go
Well, he said he wanted a water sponsor.
get it done.
Yeah, we also need a Lamborghini sponsor. All right. Can a Hortex spray attachment? Sorry, Adam on YouTube. That could be you. You're on YouTube. That was funny. All right. Can a Hortex spray attachment be used with your products, or are you better off just buying with a spray. Better off with a spray pack application. Only started listening to the live at lunch last week. A good laugh, plenty of info. Agree with the Lawnhub PPE. Good work being associated with Black Dog Institute as well. We need to talk about that actually because I think we've got something we can do with your golf day and really fucking blow it up. I need my pen.
I thought I was in trouble then. Look.
Where's my man bag? My satchel. Did I bring it in? I didn't bring it in.
Adam, like to answer your question.
That's right. Just remember that we need to talk about them.
To get the most out of our products, the only way to use them to get the most out of our products is to use a pressure sprayer. Now, that's not saying you can't use something like a Hortex sprayer. You can. It's just that we haven't developed the products to be able to calibrate that properly. So
they're not weak enough.
Yeah.
We sell a concentrated product.
Legit.
And we had a conversation with a person today who's in the fertilizer manufacturing world. And they said, why don't you just do what these guys do and fucking snap it on and spray it? It's much easier for the customer. And the answer is because it's not as good a result.
Yeah.
And it's less controllable.
Yeah.
And it's less accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
And then like the video is like how to calibrate your sprayer. So then you know what it says on the bottle is exactly what you're going to get. Now with a Hortex sprayer, if you play with it or there's something like there's too many variables with a Hortex sprayer. Not saying that they're not good unit because I used to use one.
You could use it. You just need to do a good job.
Yeah. And the mode of application and water pressure, like there's so many variables coming.
Well, the other risk you've got is overspray with a product like Money Shot is going to stain like concrete pavers, colorbond fences, anything it touches, there's a risk it's going to stain.
Yeah.
Wet over application, you're going to have burning. Roots and Shoots would probably be a product that I would be comfortable applying with it.
Yeah.
Because if you do go off label, which I know some people do, you would have to really almost put it out raw to cause any damage.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
So, Lawnhub PPE, we need to get some of these things made. We'll deal with that later.
Yes. I made some inquiries. Yes.
We need to do them without this on it, right?
Yeah.
Because this here is where the money's at. This is a approval, a night approval
Yeah,
thing.
we don't need that shit.
We just need orange jumpsuits with Clint written on them. Okay. I saw you guys posted a reel about you talking about your golf day. And I definitely think that we could definitely do an annual event that we get behind in some capacity and basically like have a simultaneous nationwide fundraising on the grass day. It doesn't have to be a golf putting thing because I think some people's lawns wouldn't be there, but basically to gather a group of people together to spend time with each other, raise awareness around depression and anxiety and the impact on men a lot. Obviously, I understand that women have issues with this as well, but more our brand is 94% purchased by men. And create a conversation, raise money for support, but also then, I guess do it as a group. I think that'll be really cool, and then everyone can kind of share their photo, like what they're doing, and that people might be just having a picnic, or they might play bocce, or they might have a backyard cricket game, or they might play a golf thing, and then share their ideas, and it might inspire people to go, oh fuck it, next year let's do backyard cricket. I'm sure the guys from the WCG, GC, CG, Western, anyway, the guys on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd love to get involved. They could have an event, and then we can promote it. Obviously, work out which charity's the best, and I don't know. I do worry about sometimes when the charity's got very high-paid CEOs that kind of harvest a lot of the money, versus the charities that are generally a lot of the money is getting to the people that need it.
It's funny because you posted that reel, and whether this is coincidence or whatever, but the Black Dog rang me yesterday. Actually, I actually missed the call.
It's not a coincidence; it's an algorithm. That's a new word for coincidence.
Yeah. So I got to call it back. But yeah, the same.
I don't think you should call her a black dog.
No. That's right. She's not.
Okay.
No, but the Black Dog Institute rang me.
Yeah, because you've been involved with stuff.
Yeah. So what I was going to say, so I've had the same chick ring me for the same 3 years. Yeah. To like because when you do it, you have someone that rings you, but I just piggybacked off the last one and then piggybacked off the last one. And so last year, she was like, this is wicked, like, and they put it on their Instagram.
You know what we could do? We could do a pack because all of our products are black. And like, I don't know, whether maybe not discount it, but like reverse discount it, and we donate 25 or even a higher percentage of that pack for that weekend.
Yeah.
So if you buy, I don't know, and I don't want to make this about us making money. We might donate all the profits from those packs and go 100% of the profit from that pack goes to the Black Dog Institute. We could definitely do something. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because I saw the video and I was like, fuck, this is, it just kind of, these things kind of start stepping down a path and you're like, well, that's the next step, right? We could do this. We've got this platform and I know like I've been impacted by anxiety aggressively, not depression as much, but fucked anxiety. I had an anxiety attack 3 weeks ago. I think I talked about it. It was fucked. And I get it, right? And I think for a lot of people, you could say that we don't have a cure for cancer and, but for a lot of people, anxiety is more something I'm experienced with. There's things that you can do in your life to reduce and eliminate anxiety and it goes away forever. Or at least it had for me for 4 years, 6 years or whatever. And then you learn how to manage things.
Yeah, you manage it. Yeah, that's probably the key word.
Which is one of the, it feels like it's a charity that's that you get a lot of juice from the squeeze, right? Like there's so much money goes into research for other problems that they just like, it's a drop in the ocean. We just need so much more money. Whereas this is like, you can actually make real change, even just talking about it.
Exactly.
But then, and having those events and giving an opportunity for people to feel safe. And, like last night I went, I train with Ant. Usually we do weight training. And last night I was like, I just want to go for a walk because I needed 45 minutes to talk to a dude, right? Just fucking life, business, like stress as he runs his own business. His business is quite substantial as well. Just to go, this is what's happening. And for him to have the same thing, you have that day in once a year or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When do you do yours?
I can't, it's October.
So we could roll this out. We will roll this out for October. All right, perfect. Let's carry on because we've got a fuckload of questions. Beautiful. If anyone wants to get involved in that in some capacity or anyone has ideas or there's something I'm missing, let me know. Let Jonesy know. I won't do anything. Jonesy.
Adam at lawnhub.com.
I still get emails to Clint at Lawnhub. I'm like, you guys obviously don't watch the podcast. Brendan Matthews on YouTube. Hey guys, messaging from Broken Hill, New South Wales. You missed a great opportunity there. Just a question about mowing. I've been told differing opinions on this, but once you mow, is leaving the clippings on the lawn beneficial to the lawn or worse?
When we had Dan Caddy from the Green and Gold Life on, he spoke about that a lot. I think, what was he, episode 3?
He's a big advocate.
He loves mulch mowing.
I fucking hate it.
I'm not against it, but I'm not.
I am.
I'm not against it, but I'm also not for it. I'm sort of in the
agnostic.
Middle. Yeah, I see both sides of the story, and look, it literally comes down to personal preference. But Dan did raise some good points where you've fed the plant. When you cut it off, that nitrogen then breaks down, or that green leaf matter breaks down, creates more nitrogen, and the cycle continues. He also spoke about how it doesn't cause thatch, but it's not that I didn't agree or disagree. I just thought it contributes. So there's pros and cons and personal preference. Yeah.
For me, I don't want waste products biodegrading in my soil, and if that means I have to add more fertilizer, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'd steal it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a picker-upper. I like to catch my clippings. But again, if I had, just say for example, someone like
you also have to acknowledge that golf courses.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. So golf courses, they can't catch everything. So if someone has a full-fledged putting green like Ben Sims off of Lawn Tips, he can't catch all his clippings around his.
You got to throw them in the dam.
It's not. You can't catch everything.
Dude, my lawn, I've got 2 green bins, and like if I mow and I guess scarify, but mow my back lawn, I'm filling bins pretty quickly.
Yeah, So, but yeah, there's pros and cons for both, essentially.
If your lawn's super long, you definitely can't. Like the only reason that you could is if you're mowing regularly and the actual clippings that are falling are not noticeable.
Yeah.
I think once you start to get like a local park kind of thing where you're actually walking and there's a soil row, a row of clippings that have come out the side of the mower that's actually blocking the sunlight from getting to the actual lawn, you got a problem.
Yeah.
This one made me angry, and then I was like, fuck, we need to do this. Nathan Scasebrook on Facebook. If you guys could choose this, sorry, I'll ask the first question first that pissed me off. Also, still no pics on the telly. Right? We were going to have...
I said send all your photos in.
Oh, no one did. Yeah. Oh, Nathan, send at least 3 photos in so it doesn't look like it's just one, right? If you guys, fucking, I'm good today. What am I doing? Anyone that tuned into the podcast where I was a bit sick, just disregard anything I said. I was really bad that day. I'm surprised I made it. Did I come in?
Yeah,
I did come in.
Yeah, you're dead.
If you guys could choose any grass, regardless of area or conditions, what would it be and why?
So just full
Do whatever you want. You're a magic fairy.
Yeah.
The sun's always shining. And
this is going to be controversial as fuck, but bent grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that controversial?
Because people be like, oh, fuck that. But remember, we're in a magical fairyland.
Where it's perfect.
And you can cut it real short and you can let it grow out. You can get it to stripe up. It's aggressive. It creeps. It does everything that you want it to. And the color of bent when it's humming.
Why didn't we put that in my front yard? Just
I don't know. You seeked advice and
yep. There was when we were in Queensland, there was this variegated, like buffalo looking thing that was like white and green. Like it was at Lawnfest, the last Lawnfest we went to. You know, they had that turf breed business. They had all the different turfs. They had them all in pots. It looked like a fucking, not a fern, but like, you know, those plants that you used to, I don't know, my parents had them in the fucking house all the time. You'd snap one off and plant it and it would turn into another. They're like white on the outside and green on the middle. There's a lawn that has that.
Yeah, okay.
When I was over there, I was like, I really would love to have that. Like it's almost white.
Yeah, okay.
So just to have a different lawn and have people like, what the fuck is that? Mine, like if it was regardless of area and conditions, I would choose the most rare, unique lawn that people would drive past and go, has he got a purple lawn? Like it would be, something that no one has. That would be my answer. And why? Because I love attention. And I also enjoy the shock factor. All right. And please, if you want to be featured on the Lawnhub frame, is that what it's called? Samsung frame? Shout out to the good guys at Jerps Cross for hooking me up with a great price and delivery. I think they delivered it.
Good guys.
The good guys.
Remember they used to say
human version of Harvey Norman.
You pay cash, we'll slash the prices?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I think they still do.
Do they?
My mate Jeff manages it. He always slashes the prices, but no lower than is fair and reasonable for him to do his job properly and continue employment. All right. So Joshua Rule on YouTube. When are the hats coming back in stock, Adam, you fucking piece of shit? I added the last bit.
Yeah. So.
And what's your most popular product? The podcast.
The podcast.
No.
So the hats.
Didn't we do 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
You said dropped them off. What are they hand stitching the fucking logos?
Okay. So we dropped them off. We got a sample.
I gave you guys water and now I don't have any. I was going to have another can.
We got a sample. It was good. Said, yep, let's do it. And they went from being ready in 3 days to probably 7 to 8 business days, and then you got the public holiday, but they already had the hats. And then
well played.
And then
you got out business by the business.
But we're also paying fuck all for embroidery. So
no, you were not discounting the hats for you guys. We are going to make bank.
And then I got a message from Emma today saying that they'd only received 150 out of the 288 remaining. Rang Mr. Johnny, and they're still out here on the rack. So, I think 150 already. So when we drop that, not when I say when they drop those remaining hats off, they can bring them back.
Okay. So Joshua, that's the answer to your first question. The second question is, what's your most popular product?
At the moment.
Our highest sales product would be Trojan.
Yeah, Trojan and Roots and Shoots,
I would like access to that soundboard. Please.
NSFW is really like that's...
The Weed and Feed Pack had a lot of money spent on marketing. I think that's probably what impacted that. But
it still sells a lot by itself though.
Yeah, because we don't advertise it at the moment, do we? So, yeah. All right. Nicholas Rufus on Instagram. Hi, guys. Burning question. How can I quickly bring my lawn out of regulation after using PGR? Kind of a rush since the weather started to cool down. Ye fucked?
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can I quickly bring my lawn? So you need to go into a medical induced coma, and then the time will pass, and then it will be gone.
Or go down and buy those hydroponic lights to warm the soil up to make it cycle faster. If you've got that amount, if you've got access to that sort of stuff.
I'm thinking about getting lights for the side. You know, my side's actually getting It's getting close.
It looked pretty good
Getting
last
close.
time we were there. Yeah. But
So sorry, Nicholas.
Time.
PGR. It's one of those. Be careful what you wish for, I guess.
Mm.
It can be a queen or a dirty mistress. I don't know where I'm going with this. Kira just sent me a message saying that I'm so poetic, and then just fucking spat that shit out.
I'd still class that as poetic because art doesn't have any boundaries or walls. So, you know.
Okay. Thank you. Josh Groth on YouTube. Hey guys, buff in New South fucking Wales. Soil here is basically just sand and dries out quickly and hold the heat. What would that change the rates and frequency of the products I apply?
Yes, it will. But I would. So, wetting agents are going to be your best friend in this situation, except instead of having to apply, say, wet or BBW every 6 to 8 weeks, you want to probably half it if it's really sandy, because wetting agent, as we spoke about multiple times before, it's going to help retain moisture in the soil. It's also going to help it, and I'm going to get the terminology here wrong, but it's going to not bind the soil together, but it's going to hold the soil together a lot better, and it's going to hold nutrients for longer. Being a sand base, it's still going to wash through quite quickly. But yes, you will find that you'll probably be 2 to 3 weeks earlier than, say, a standard application rate of like a loamy soil.
So you're not halving the application rate?
No.
You're halving the time between between applications.
Yeah. But you could also, and this is something that we've probably never spoken much about, but spoon feeding, which is smaller increments closer together. So
even with wetting agent?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so like you could do it every 2 weeks at say 1/4 8, but then that just means you're out in the
Some people are into that shit.
Yeah, they are, and if that's something, that I've probably not really spoken much about spoon feeding because it is really for either the elitists or the people that, like you said, love it, or have to if they want a nice lawn. So
I put out a roots and shoots and wet and 5-star blend on the front lawn. I want to say a week ago.
Did it mix her up?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't look at that
because
shit.
Bifenthrin is quite silky product, so it should just mix in nicely.
The remaining liquid's still in the container. Think have a look.
That does not surprise me at all.
So yeah, it's good. It's like you just keep adding more to it. You never have to wash it then.
Yeah, and then
you spray Monument on your fucking scented lawn.
Say.
We got to get through these questions. Today we have a 4 o'clock hard finish because Dylan has been cast in a low budget adult film and he needs to get out of here.
Hence his haircut. That's why he needed the haircut, Kira. That's why he couldn't go the buzz cut. He needed the style.
Something to hold on to. All right. Shannon E on YouTube. Oh, good. This is good. This is video evidence of harassment in the workplace. All right. Can you provide advice on the process for a beginner on oversowing cooch with ryegrass during the cool season? Thanks. Shannon E on YouTube.
So there's 2 ways that you can do it. I've done both, and you still get the same result over time, but it's the latter half that will change. So you can do a full scalp and scarify, lay the seed, top dress, rake, lay some more seed, rake, and roll. Then use something like BBW and it got laid. Water, depending on the conditions, like the weather, etc. 6 to 8 times a day for short intervals, just to keep the seed damp. You don't want it to dry out. That's one part. Second part is not scalping, but doing like lots of scarifying. Drop the seed in and water, and fertilize and water, and that way using the lawn as a cover rather than sand or a top dress. They'll germinate just fine. The beauty of just scarifying means that you can cover bare spots a lot easier, but if you've done a hard scalp, then you'll need to do maybe 1 or 2 oversows depending. Then at about day 11 to day 20, depending on your germination rate, you do your first mow. beautiful thing about rye, especially, is that it is actually quite resilient in the right conditions. So a hard mow is not going to harm it or anything like that. And then from there it's just regular mowing, regular watering, fertilizing as you normally would with a couch, except you get the wicked stripe factor if you've got a cylinder mower.
Or a piece of PVC full of rocks.
Yeah, or a PVC full of rocks like me. But then that's what I call the honeymoon period, because you get to go and mow, you put your fat stripes in on a Saturday morning, your lawn looks wicked. But then it comes a time where you need to make a decision on when you're going to spray it out. And unfortunately, rye, as Clint discovered and I've also discovered, is very resilient to
chemicals that's meant to kill it.
Yes.
I also have a theory that rye negatively impacts the growth of the lawn.
Yes.
Around it. I think
rye.
It's a parasitic grass.
Yeah, it also releases endophytes, which releases a chemical into the soil.
Oh, so it is what I said.
Yeah.
Parasitic
Yeah.
grass.
But usually, after looking into it and speaking to some people, endophytes don't usually release from the plant until 2 to 4 year period, but it still has detrimental effect because essentially you've cut the guts out of the couch in a cooler time to allow cool season grass to germinate and thrive, create a root structure. And then when you spray it out, which would take you like 4 years.
Yeah. And it was annoying because the bits where it stayed, the Tiff Tuff just never kind of, it's still not great.
So,
I'm really, 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 really keen to get a soil test done.
I want to talk about that as well. I
want to do a mystery soil test so they don't know it's mine and see what the process is like.
But yeah, there's going to be a time where you go, okay, because usually by the time you want to spray it out, the lawn is at its strongest. It's had multiple mows, it's had multiple feeds. It's absolutely humming, and you don't want to spray it because it looks good. But then if you don't spray it in time, by the time you do your reno, you're going to have bulk rye come back up when you do reno. So it's always something to consider. And I do suggest at least that you try it, unless your name's Ervo, you try it at least once. Because
it's cool. It's a good process. It's fun. I mean, the issue as well is that the cost of Monument is ridiculous, and I don't even think you're meant to use it at home.
No.
So to get it out is interesting.
There are other products, but they're all the same price. It doesn't matter. They're all the same price because they all do the same thing. But yeah, definitely, if you're going to do it, also you can use a cheap rye, but the better the cultivar rye is, something like Lawnhub ryegrass is 3 cultivars of a premium blends. The color's going to look better, but then it's also got the resilience. So it's a double-ended sword.
If you need to kill ryegrass, just get your dog to piss on it.
Yeah, does not like
Glypho piss will wipe it out. One shot, one opportunity. I'm going to read this verbatim because as it's written.
Okay.
VJ on YouTube. Hi guys, VJ here from Melbourne. Switched from Plant Nurse product to Lawnhub. Lawnhub products are great and doing an awesome job. Support is top notch too. Keep up the good work.
Beautiful. That's what we're all about.
This is a really good question. Mike Chapman on YouTube. Is there a shelf life on the spray products before they lose effectiveness?
It's a very good question.
I already said that.
Yes. Look, without giving it a proper, so
I
got some.
Fuck the clip up.
So when I first started, I got the original 4 Jenny cans, from the first batch. Now, when I finally ran out of Lawnhub liquids, which was like a few weeks ago when we were talking about it, so it's 2.5 years.
Because your lawn's the size of a confession box in a church.
This room, yeah.
The only one with a smaller lawn than you was Shane Benton.
Yeah. Roots and shoots and wet were fine. Money shot I needed to shake up. And 3-way I just had to shake up. And there was a little bit of residue in the 3-way. But with the basket filter on the sprayer, it just filtered out.
And so there's 2 questions there. So obviously they've asked about effectiveness, which I would assume.
I didn't see any difference in the performance.
It's more the liquid losing it's becoming not unstable, but like unsoluble, or it's desolubling. Yeah,
I know what you mean, but yeah, I didn't see a difference in performance. But typically, and this is not just money shot, but this is typically most iron products. If you don't use them or shake them in a certain period of time, they'll begin to separate because that's just what iron does. And the way that it's mixed is so they can hold together for a certain period of time, and then hopefully it gets used, but in a certain amount of time. But iron especially likes to break away from its original formulation. That's not just our product. That's most iron products, and that's not just in fertilizer either. Like there's iron products that you can use on in like cement curing and stuff like that. You know, for color, if it sits around long enough, there's build up sediment. So
you should have no issues getting a couple of years out of our products, provided they're not stored in a furnace.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It was stored in the garage.
They're manufactured to a very high standard, and stability is very important. And so, I would say if we had to, and this is, I can't answer this with a scientific support because we can get you the answer. But if I put a 2-year expiry date on the products, I would be very comfortable with it. What did you say? How long did you have them?
Yeah, 2.5 years. Yeah.
Shout out to Kieran776 on TikTok for the gift. I don't know what that means because I'm 41 years old and I haven't spent much time on TikTok other than to look at, big boobs, really. So I don't know about the gifts. What does that mean, kids? What do we get? Do we get money? Do we get chocolates? A little bit of money. Fucking A. Enough to pay the salary of 2 full-time media staff?
If we're doing shout-outs, we'll do shout-outs to Daniel Pittman as well, the winner of the full load pack. He
you got to be careful. We can't talk about
I'll just say he kindly donated some homebrew, which I sniffed before the podcast started, and I've got like 1 million hairs on my chest. Now I've got 10 million hairs on my chest. So, and I think we can save that for a time where we're all drinking in a safe space, and we'll crack that out, and it will become not a safe space.
Might be October.
Yeah, it could be.
Might be on your grass.
Yeah.
Interesting questions come through from Sam Durwood on YouTube. In response to the plant nurse question, are there different qualities in liquid NPK? Obviously, all the brands promote theirs as what golf courses use. Love the content. So, interestingly, and I've answered this question before, that there are no new chemicals currently on Earth. And obviously, depending on what your beliefs are around extraterrestrial activities and mining meteorites, that we might start to find an addition to the periodic table of elements at some point, but currently there's not. The main difference between the liquid fertilizers are the formulation and the other things that kind of are in the liquid, right? Yep. And so you might have iron, but it could be from hundreds of different sources. You might have nitrogen, or you might have a urea, or they're not all from the same source. So the recipe does matter. And obviously you could be buying your ingredients from an imported source that may not have the same stringent, processes around quality control. You also might be buying products from someone who adjusts their recipe to improve the profitability of their business, which might reduce the quality of your product. There's a lot of different stuff. And I read that tongue in cheek before when they wrote, because the guy wrote plant nurse and they're referring to plant doctor. I don't know the plant doctor personally, but from what I have seen, they are a fucking stand-up business. They're a manufacturer. They don't compromise. They're supportive of the lawn communities. They've been involved with the Australian lawn fanatics since beyond Lawnhub's inception. So ultimately, all the liquids that all of us sell are being used on golf courses, right? Because, Lawn Pride have a brand that they sell to golf courses. Living Turf have brands that they sell to golf courses. Globe and New Turf, if one of them's gone, one of them's still here. They have stuff that they sell to golf courses, and they small package it, or they might medium package it. The products that we sell get sold on golf courses, so they all do. There are micro idiosyncrasies around the mix and the process, but I guess NPK is not just NPK, right?
No.
I hope that answers the question. And thank you. Sam loves the content.
Beautiful.
David Giddens on YouTube. Steamed or fried dumplings?
Oh, I used to be fried, but I love steam now.
I'm a gyoza fan, which is a Japanese style where they are fried on the base and steamed on the top.
Oh, so, is that what gyoza means? Or
Gyoza.
Gyoza.
So there's Chinese words more gyoza. The Japanese word is gyoza. And they are called pot stickers in some restaurants or Anglo translations. So the idea would be the whole thing happened where someone was trying to fry their dumplings and forgot and then tipped water in there to get them off. No, they were trying to steam them, but they left them on too long and it burnt the base, and then they found this new way that it was crunchy on the bottom and soft on the top. So, I'm a hybrid in answer to that question. Adam on YouTube. Hey, Jonesy, what's your highest score with the bat?
108.
Take long. 108. That's also one of your favourite clubs. I should go back to the top of the list. I'm reading from the bottom.
Yes, 108 off of 119 balls.
In what form of cricket?
That was Ray Sutton under 13s.
Was that like where everyone gets to bowl 2 overs, or
No, it was
a test match, or
no, it was a one-dayer.
Yep.
But my highest score in senior cricket when I was playing for Northern Jets in the A grade was 87 against Kensington off 214 balls. We were in trouble when I came in, and I was young whippersnapper then. I think I was 17. 17, 18.
Any bowlers bowling in that attack that we would know?
6 contracted Redbacks players at that time. Aaron O'Brien, Elliot Opie, Jake Brown. There's a couple others as well. But
Obviously not that memorable.
It was
It's okay.
it was more memorable the fact that the coach not the coach, but one of the selectors that cut me from the state team was the coach of the other team, and he came up and spoke to me afterwards, and I just said, "Don't talk to me."
I can't be involved in team sport for that reason, and it doesn't take much to push me. I was talking to some parents. My son played in the softball tournament, and Celeste was like, "Oh, Connor's there's not enough players. There's too many players, and they're going to have another team for footy." They were talking about you coaching. And I'm like, it's not practical, because I have no problems telling a 7-year-old that they're a fucking idiot and they're fucking useless, and that they can go home and getting their parents to put them in the car because they shouldn't be part of the team. I also have no problems telling a ref that they're a fucking idiot. And so I know my spot, and it's not there. It's probably sponsorship more than participation.
And I have no problem with telling, and it happened when I was coming up playing sport. I have no problem with people telling people that they're no good at something, because there's nothing worse than especially for
bullshit.
especially for that person that maybe doesn't even want to be there and they're no good.
Their parents make them because their parents played C grade cricket and they want their son to be an A grade cricketer.
And I understand that, everyone everyone wins a prize. No, that's because the older you get, the more cutthroat it gets.
There are no prizes.
There's no prizes for coming second.
Interestingly, the softball tournament that he played in was a SAPSASA thing. So for people outside of the state, it's a state schools-based tournament. Each region puts a team in. First and second got acknowledgement. Everyone else get fucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. Added benefit. If you're not in the top 2, go home and don't wait for presentations, and go home and get some sushi. All right. So, that's Jonesy's cricket. 87 out or not out?
Unfortunately, got out.
So that the devil's number.
It was.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you understand why? 13 off 100.
Yeah.
Inversed unlucky kind of.
But that was probably my best innings. And then, I took my best bowling figures was 6 for 17, but in senior cricket it was 5 for 13 off 18.4 overs with 11 maidens. And that morning I found out that my friend died in a car accident.
I don't want to tell my story now.
So that was sort of the first time that
bold angry.
Yeah, I wasn't angry. I was just nothing. I didn't fear anything because I was the youngest in the team. And yeah, I didn't get tired that day. Sort of felt like, well, I'm here. So
Yeah.
and
Like you're alive, so you shut the fuck up.
yeah, that's right. And then I got this guy charged me, and because like back then I was probably bowling. I was into the breeze that day, so probably mid 120s. And yeah, this guy charged me and I bowled a bouncer and hit him straight in the head. And just out of instinct, I was just like, don't you fucking charge me. Like, just got real angry at him and ended up getting him out next ball. And those two moments in cricket I remember very like vividly. The 87, there's one shot in particular I played that I was like, fuck, like that was a proper cricket shot. And
you've never had done that since.
Well, that shot in particular, no, I'd never, like, it was just, yeah, it's like one of those ones that you'd get training and you'd practice and it's like, fuck, it'd be good to play that in a game. A bit like when you practice for golf, like, and yeah, I've just
foreign term.
Yeah.
I know no one asked, but I played for 2 weeks in the Artornish under sevens Reds, and broke my arm at school after my first games, and then I never played again. No, the arm incident was nothing to do with the cricket. I just got a short attention span. Anyway, let's carry on. Nathan Skaysbrook on Facebook. We need more public holidays so I have more time working on the grass. Nathan, you can mow the lawn after work. All right. Christine Price on Facebook. I just had a bunch of concrete work done around the house and have some piles of dirt and other things laying around on the ground, as well as heaps of tire marks, etc., etc. Just wondering, what's the best way to get my lawn to recover after all that stress?
At this time of year, probably just roots, like a couple of applications of roots and shoots. Get it looking the best it can from that, and then just start again in spring.
I'm jumping between running the businesses and reading questions at the same time. Sorry, I will give you my full attention. Sam Durwood on TikTok. G'day, crew. Can you run through how I should apply the spray pack I just won? I'm not sure if he's assuming that he's winning one right now or if he's won one in the past.
Did it not come with instructions?
I'm guessing he assumes he's just winning one. I don't know, but he's not. Not this time. So the spray pack does come with instructions.
Yeah.
Follow the instructions. Yeah.
If it didn't come with instructions, you can go. There's two ways you can get access to this. You can email me, or you can go to the Lawnhub website, type in the pack that you got, and there's an application calendar there.
David Giddens on YouTube. Hey guys, can I put Trojan in a blender and make mini Trojan?
That's not how it works, but sure. You could probably water soluble it and put it in your spray and spray it out, to be honest. If you're going to grind it down that much.
But then you don't have the controlled release benefit.
No.
And then you might as well start using liquids.
Yes.
Nat Extreme on YouTube. Did you guys sit on the couch chair? You should have said couch couch. Couch chair at Mifkus. Jonesy didn't go.
I didn't go.
Jonesy doesn't get to go to those things.
No.
He has not earned the right to travel.
No.
I didn't even see it. I'm assuming it was in the Lawn Solutions tent. They had some grass growing up walls and shit.
Would they let you in?
I don't know who I am. It was really interesting, actually. I spent some time with a guy who I know in Melbourne who's done a fair bit of social media, and he's like, surely you get recognised. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that the orange jumpsuit, like if I was walking around in an orange jumpsuit, maybe.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, I don't. But then I'm going to guess that the Scott, I mean, what do I say about this? So there was I didn't say the word, did I? There was a large fertilizer company that was there, and I went and ripped all their flags down and threw them on the ground. Like they had these big banners. And I was there at night. And they needed them. Well, there was something else happening. Anyway, they needed to get taken down, so they got taken down by me. Anyway, I did not sit on the couch chair at Mifkus, and I didn't even see it. But I was busy. I did a lot of interviews. As I said before, head over to Waterpro's YouTube channel and subscribe, and you will see me talking to at least 10, maybe 12 of the people that designed and constructed show gardens at the gardens. Joey MC on YouTube, is the difference between verticut and scarifier just the spacing? No.
Yeah. Yes and no. Yeah. Verticutting is closer together, nicks into the top of the surface. It creates it so it's more playable, because then the idea is that it's on a golf green then it gets rolled and the playability doesn't change, but the thatch gets taken out. But a scarifier is a lot more aggressive, a lot more intrusive, pulls a lot more material out. So the answer is yes, but it's also no.
Joel Smith on YouTube, was the Scott Bonner that's in the back of the Lawnhub Ute one of those things that you were selling? So obviously someone's
seen me
cruising
today.
around with my mower in the tray.
Yeah. No, that's Clint's.
No, that mower's very unlikely to ever get sold.
Yeah.
Very unlikely to ever get sold.
That'll be passed down.
I don't
to the
imagine
kids.
we'll ever sell that mower. And to be honest, I'll probably never sell any of the mowers. It's more likely that I'll give them away. The amount of money that we'd get for... You know what? Very, very honestly, I fucking hate selling shit on places like Scumtree and fucking Facebook Marketplace. And so I still owe you money for selling that car, actually. I just remembered.
That's what I was going to say. I sell shit for them
I
on
get these guys to sell stuff for me, and then I pay them a commission of the sale, so I don't have to deal with it. I'd rather give shit away than have to talk to some fucking idiot about, like, you know, can you do it for $12? No, fuckhead, I can't. Anyway, you've seen enough memes on that. I'll tell you about the one where they sent that, yeah, you can, and they send them an address where to pick it up from. And they're like, I can't see you anywhere, man. The address is just a comedy club there.
Yeah.
Go up, you fucking think you're funny, go tell some jokes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Christian Hanghofer on the Facebook, Newtown, Sydney. Is that fucking state. Newtown, Sydney is that fucking state. You know, kite lawn, approx 100 meters squared. I have a low pH equals 4.5.
Jesus.
Would it be safe to use approx 5 kilos each month of granular lime to raise pH levels, or use less? And best time to apply lime, winter months or growing season? Thanks.
Lime you can apply any time. That doesn't matter. But the thing I want to stress to you is that, like, one season of application's probably not going to bring it up to a neutral from 4.5. That's really, really low.
It'd be interesting to see if they got 4.5 from a proper soil test or one of those fucking mix it and stick it tests.
Because at that such low pH, your soil is then being denied access to other minerals and nutrients in the soil. So, yeah, I would, whatever the application rate is for lime, and off the top of my head, I don't know the intervals, but say if it's that low, if it really is that low and the intervals are 8 weeks, just chop 2 weeks off of it. So do it every 6 weeks at the highest rate. And yeah, like I said, you can do it. Soil amending is usually more, it's a word, is better to do during the off season, because there's not going to be as much mowing, there's not going to be as much fertilizing, there's not going to be a lot of other impacts. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's the phone, Reg.
We have a lot more activity from TikTok, more than ever before, I'm guessing, Kira.
Jesus.
And the fucking questions are very interesting.
They always are on TikTok.
Bearded Sith on YouTube. What is up, Cleonzi? That's us.
What's going on? He was very active last week.
There's more questions from him. Lee on TikTok. Just finished building my house, moving in now. Can I lay Sir Walter in the first week of May? You can.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it'll grow.
Just get good soil and irrigation system from WaterPro.
He doesn't say where he is. If you're in a state that's got low temperatures, you might find that the Sir Walter sits and effectively doesn't stitch in for a little while. It doesn't mean you can't lay it. It just means it'll wake back up when the season warms up. Is that fair, Jonesy?
Yeah, that's what I did at my house with Santa Ana.
Scott Taylor on Facebook. Hey, Clint, any update on the battery-operated spreader? Hey, Scott, I'm sorry. I know you asked me a lot, and I'm a fucking idiot, and I need to get someone else to take care of it. Can you just buy me one?
Yeah, that's all I need to speak to you about. It's $140.
Just buy it.
Okay, all right.
All right. Interesting one. David Giddens on YouTube, who's asked a question before. Have you ever used food colouring as a cheap alternative to a spray indicator? I have not.
I have not, but I have heard of people doing that.
Because I stole a massive amount of the blue shit, Blazon, before it got cancelled. Yeah, for probably like, I don't know, something that it did in 1982. And so I've got heaps.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what's going on with Blazon. It's something to do with the register of the label, because there's an active ingredient in it that's considered. Like
no, it ran out. Its registration ran out. It just has to re-register, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's something, because you see Nadeem talk about it a lot.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't, but I do.
All
but
right.
it's something to do with the registration and something. Yeah.
I haven't. I say if it works, do it. Just be aware that I guess some food colorings may stain shit.
Yeah.
Nick Smedley, who I was assuming might be Matt Smedley's brother, but I don't really know, on YouTube, the pod is a huge success from what I've seen. Any tips or brands of equipment you can recommend for someone in an unrelated industry looking to start a podcast? All right. So you can start a podcast very inexpensively using, I guess, your phone and some audio equipment.
The best piece of equipment is this thing, the wireless Rode mic. You can either use the attachment, the fluffy, what are they called? The sound deadeners, the little fluffy ears. But
so technical.
The wireless go-to can connect to your phone, but you need a certain cord, and you have to buy that one from Rode. But if you have a wireless go, the first one, you can buy the cord off of eBay for like $6. That matched up.
Or Temu for $3.
Yeah, that matched up. That audio is what I used to record at my place and Dad's house. That's all you need.
It really depends on how you're going to do your podcast as well, because obviously if you're going to edit yourself, then you're going to need some software potentially to do it. You're also going to need different products than you would need to run a live podcast. So the podcast we're doing now is being obviously streamed on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Facebook, I said all those. TikTok's being ran independently to everything else because its platform doesn't link up to the platform that we're using. So 3 cameras on us, 2 Shure mics. We've upgraded from Rode mics to Shure mics recently because it's a different cable, and I think it makes me look cooler. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. We've got Rode mics. We've actually probably got some we could sell if you are in South Australia. We just got Rode mics sitting there. Yep, Jonesy will sell them and take a commission.
I was going to say, you won't sell them.
So they're a USB mic. They'll plug into a computer and you can pretty much record it straight into the computer. Dylan's probably going to need to get involved in this. And you could do a 1 camera, 2 mic podcast straight into your computer, and you could just upload that to YouTube or Anchor, which is now owned by Spotify, which pushes it out. Are you using Anchor still?
Yeah, it's called Podcasters by Spotify.
Podcasters by Spotify. So you can upload the audio version that way. Do they post the video to Spotify through that?
They do. So you have to link it, your Spotify account, Apple account,
all the other accounts, and you need to upload a video and an audio, and then if the platform takes video, it uploads the video. If it doesn't, it just does the audio. It's really quite simple. And obviously I don't do it, so it's easy for me to say that. It's probably quite complicated. But don't get too caught up in having to buy all the gear. We started off with cheaper gear and we've moved our way up. We're probably now running $15,000 hardware potentially with 3 cameras and the soundboards and whatever else. Might be 10, 12, I don't know. It depends if you include the computers. There's 1 or 2 fucking $3,000 laptops over there. So, but you could just do a live with your phone. The big thing is audio. So what Jonesy said before with the Rode mics, whatever it is, you could buy ones that you see advertised. Now that you've heard me talk about it, it'll start popping up on your fucking Facebook ads now. The ones that you clip a lapel mic or you'll be able to hold the mic and it can catch good quality audio. More important than the video, but obviously both are important. Anything to add, Dylan?
I would say the Rode mic would be better for that on-the-go style.
Yeah. So it depends what you're doing. If you're sitting, those Rode mics are good if you're roaming. Obviously these mics are great. If you're going to buy a Shure mic, don't buy it on eBay. There's a bunch of fake Shure mics on eBay for $385. A proper Shure mic is going to cost you $770 at best. No, the Rode mics are good. Like Rode stand up. You go get those. They were 300 and whatever, the USB, like the actual Rode mics that we were running. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. If you want to know anything more.
Or hire out this space.
No, I don't want people in here. There's not enough money for it. We probably could. We might start our own digital agency at some point. We just don't have a big enough team at the moment, and the guys aren't able to achieve everything that I want them to achieve in the time that they've got. Hydrated. All right. Hopefully that answers your question, Nick. Nat Extreme on YouTube. What am I missing? I've got a grub problem. I've put down 3 different bifenthrin products on and around the affected areas. You sound like me. But the grubs won't fucking die. I've ordered the battle pack.
Sorted. Bifenthrin doesn't kill the grubs.
What does it kill?
It kills the adult. It kills armyworm as well. But if you have proper lawn grubs, the bifenthrin isn't as effective on them as acelepryn is.
So there's your answer, Nat. I think you've done the right thing. You bought the battle pack. Make sure you put out the acelepryn and leave it out overnight as per the instructions in the battle pack. and hopefully it sorts you out. Shane Brown on Facebook. Where's the lawn porn party at Live Golf? You'd have to ask Matthew Dorm. I'm just joking. We are we're going to Live. I'll be there on the Friday and the Sunday, I think. I really don't know if I'm going to drink. I've got fucking like a lot of tickets in a corporate box. We haven't done anything. I actually caught up with the guys from Golf Gods and talked to them about Live. The brands that are of our size probably are too small to invest the money required to be doing things there. In the past, I've been guilty of not being overly concerned about the return on investment for activities such as the V8 supercars and Live. And now that I have adults around me, like Jonesy and Ask Ervo, they ask smart questions like, do you think this is really a good idea? That seems like a lot of money. I don't think we're going to get anything in return. So for us to do a Live thing at Live, I think it would be really expensive. I don't imagine we'd be able to sell fertilizer there. I'm not sure if they'd even allow us in there. No. If we weren't able to have the grid girls, I wouldn't do it. So we've just kind of chosen not to. Doesn't mean we never will. I would much rather spend that money on our long drive tournament, which probably means I'm going to have to buy a block of land somewhere and I guess create my own driving range that's more than 500 meters long with a grandstand on it, which I think we could probably do inside 2 or 3 years. I'd rather spend the money on that and create a real, like, I don't know, a season of long drive and like a big, like, people fly down for the big yearly. And
that'd be pretty cool. We did get asked to sponsor the Australian Open though.
Yeah, and look, if I had $175,000 of spare income sitting around,
as what I was
I'd be
leading
buying
to
a
then,
Dodge Challenger, not a fucking.
That was the kind of money that
Live would be up there.
Yeah.
The Australian Open was $175,000 for a naming. It was the 17th, and I think it included a 40-person corporate box. Like, it was good, and it's the kind of thing. I think if we were turning over 50 million, we'd probably do it.
Pocket change.
So anyway, I hope that answers the question. Reedy on Facebook. I'm guessing this is not Reedy that used to work here. Hi boys, love your podcast, love your products. I'm in Brisbane suffering from even more heavy rains. I don't like how it rains up there now. I was hoping to live there and I don't like the rain. My buffalo is severely infected with grey leaf spot. Again, I bought some chlorotin 720 to hopefully save the lawn. But when can I apply it? Do I need to let the lawn dry out first? And is there any product that I should or should not be using before the chlorotin 720? That's a very detailed question and good work on giving us all the information.
We don't sell chlorotin, and I've expressed this before. Anyway, but I don't know the exact application requirements for chlorotin off the top of my head, but you still want to get another fungicide in the mix as well. It's good to alternate between the two so the grey leaf spot doesn't become resistant to just one fungicide. Something like propiconazole, which is bumper, I'm pretty sure that's good for grey leaf spot. Azoxystrobin, that's another one that's going to be good. So anything around those, just add that in as another sort of backup. But generally speaking, for them to be like effective, you still, like, even though the soil's probably drenched, if the leaf is somewhat dry, just try and get a window of maybe 8 hours of dry weather and get it out there, because the longer you leave it, the more it's going to spread. And then if you need to mow and it's wet and you're spreading disease, it just can turn into a big cluster mess. Was that TikTok question?
Fuck no, I'm just reading. There's some very interesting questions, and we've got so many I'm trying to get through. Did you need to look at the Instagram questions?
Yeah, there's actually one here for you from the tool shed, and I gave my best answer on it via message, but I think a lot of people will have this question, and it was...
I haven't looked at any of these questions. They were gone. I don't know how to find them.
Yeah, I found them. It was drippers or sprayers in garden beds.
Drippers.
And so I had the same thing.
It's just it's a more efficient way of watering. Yeah. I understand people's reasonings for using sprayers in garden beds, and there's a lot of older people that won't use drippers because they've always used sprayers and they like the look of it.
Do you think that's what it comes down to? It's you see the water going 100%.
out? Yeah. I mean, I worked at Newton's for my first 2 or 3 years in irrigation, and it was a very, dominant Italian community, a lot of market gardeners or families that had grown up. There's still market gardens there, and they're all using overhead watering. And so that's what they've seen. It's what they trust. They can see the water's on. They know it's getting watered. Drippers can be quite scary for people because they can't see that they're working, and that's probably part of the benefit. There's a reduction in vandalism and evaporation and all that kind of shit. So from an environmental standpoint and a water efficiency standpoint, drippers are the best. If you've got a very sparse planting, individual drippers mean that you're not watering soil for the sake of it, so you're not getting weeds growing in areas that you don't want weeds growing. But there is this, and there might be science behind this, and the horticulturalists in the world might be able to expand on it, but there is this comfortability and desire from some horticulturalists to overhead water their plants, to wash them and to, I guess, clean their plants, clean the leaf. Obviously if there's a lot of dirt and dust on the leaf, then the photosynthesis process might be limited, kind of thing. I could have whatever the fuck I want from an irrigation standpoint because I literally just email the supplier and say, I'm doing my house. And they're like, whatever you want, you can have it. And my whole backyard's drip tube. And I don't water my plants with a hose or anything. They just get watered with drip tube. I would have one of the fastest growing gardens in the state because I'm fertilizing with bush and roots and shoots more than you probably should, and I'm watering more than you probably should. Yeah. We've got great weather. So that's the answer. Sprays are less efficient. Some people love it. You could do either. I would stay away from subsurface drip tube for lawns. I know that wasn't part of the question, but I don't think it's there yet. All right.
So that was from, the tool shed. So, but I thought that question could be, elaborated more.
Yep. That was pretty elaborate.
Yeah. Jed Labber. How do I stop parrots eating my kikuyu?
Shoot them in the fucking head. Sorry, you should answer that one.
And we've spoken about this many, many times, but the reason why...
Parrots?
Parrots, those types of birds, yeah. The reason they eat kikuyu is because the starch and the carbohydrate content in the rhizomes and the stolons. So, there's I read something that you could put this powder down.
Yeah, it's like an iron or an aluminium powder that tastes like shit.
And that nicks them off. But then there's
Panadol, mate.
There's also cases to show that a bit like when you put an owl out, they learn that it's not real, and then so
you got to train the birds to eat something else. You could probably put birdseed out. I know. Has anyone ever just thought to do that?
Yeah, I actually don't know.
And just put a fuckload of birdseed out, and then once they start getting comfortable with that, you shandy in paracetamol, and then no more birds.
Yeah. Jed Lover.
They're with the horses at the glue factory.
Asked another one.
Peter is going to fucking...
How do I get rid of mole crickets for good? Use Monarch G, but they keep coming back. Unfortunately, it's just a treat, right?
Can you use Tyrum?
It's not on the label for that use, but the reason it's because anything residual. Here you go. You could probably put this down. So you could use Monarch G to kill them, and then put down bifenthrin because even though it's not residual, the smell of it keeps them away. That's why bifenthrin isn't effective on mole crickets, because of the smell. So you could put something in the soil like bifenthrin that smells, whereas fipronil, which is what's in Monarch, is odorless. That's like completely off label and probably not very good, but it's just a thought. Now this one, because I think you'd have more of this than I've got a story, but from Hills Craig, your most embarrassing greenskeeper / lawn care mistakes other than the V8s.
I got in trouble for driving a golf cart through Grange Golf Course during Live by one of the staff there. I wasn't meant to be driving it. That was pretty embarrassing. I guess from a application standpoint, I made a cocktail of about 6 or 7 products, including foliar and drench applications. I was really drunk and mixed. I think it was bow and arrow at the time. I had bumper, wet, roots and shoots, just everything. I was like, fuck this fucking lawn. I'll put all of this stuff down and surely it'll kill all the insects. It'll stop all the moss. It'll fertilize it. It'll take care of its wetting agent. And I sprayed it on my hedge as well because I had some left in the tank. And why not? Fucking do a foliar application of all that shit on your hedge. And just the hedge is like, has its growth is retarded and it's just sitting there and it's not dead. It's just like, nah. So it's like I put a 3-year PGR on my hedge
Yeah.
that's just sitting there.
And we've spoken about that before. The same thing happens for roses. It stuns the. It
I would have so many. Like, yeah, there's too many. I shouldn't be doing this. It is disrespectful to the world and to the turf industry that I am this involved in lawn care. I've hit some golf balls into some pretty questionable areas on turf. Like, yeah, you know. So
I think mine would be I had, and I've been completely open and honest about this. Before I started Lawnhub, I'd try many different products because I just like always tinkering, and I was very time poor leading up to my golf day last season, sorry. And I just put this concoction together, and it actually glugged up in the sprayer, but I was still spraying it. And then 2 days later, I had disease all through my lawn. So I had to back off the watering, and it was a bloody nightmare.
there's some chatter going on. There's guys asking questions and fucking ripping each other.
Do you want me to keep going through these?
Yeah, I want to get through these. We've got 23 minutes. I want to get through. There's so many fucking questions.
Brenton Ellis asked about oversowing. We'll just probably clip you back to the start. It's very about your question. MSTR34. How long after applying Money Shot can I start watering? Just until it's dry, so at least 4 hours. Casey Mears, coming into the cooler months, do we need to keep up our fertilizer application? You need to store the energy from a couple of granular fertilizers before the cooler months really set in. So that's why we try and get 2 applications of premature down to store it in the root system, and for reasons I've spoken about previously. And then, if you wanted to keep fertilizing, switch to liquids. Jason Creamer Designs, or Kremer, what is the number one tip for new lawnies with an established lawn that's been neglected? Just mow. Probably just get on the mower. Just take out, obviously when the weather permits, like do a mini reno and start from scratch.
I'd say that, like, my answer to that, the number one thing is the feedback that we give to most people is core and wetting agent and fertilizer and water and mow. And I know that's not one tip, but that is the most simple process to get what most of the shitty photos of compacted patchy lawns come through. It's like, get some air into it, which not necessarily has to happen, but it's going to help. Fertilizer, wetting agent, water, mow. Hopefully there's some sun involved.
And there's 3 more. So J Cole 88, what do gardeners do in winter for business/income?
Clean gutters. I guess diversify. I mean, what Warren Buffett says, diversification is for people that don't know what they're doing. If I was a gardener and ran a gardening business, I would have a subscription-based model where we got paid each month the same amount, and then obviously it ensured that our income was steady. And then I'd try to find things that you could do in winter. I'm sure that there's some clippings that you can do, like, I guess,
pressure washing. That's something.
Yeah, you could clean stuff. I mean, but they're a gardener, so it depends if they want to reskill. Sometimes buying all of that equipment kind of means that you've just outgone more money than you're going to bring in that period. Yeah. Gutter cleaning is pretty inexpensive if you do it in a rudimental way, but obviously that can get out of control as well. I would say if you didn't have any staff and you set your business up well enough, I would fly to a warm climate and sit there for 2 months and wait for the season to kind of start coming back. It's something that is relevant to us. You know, Lawnhub has a very strong winter. Waterpro has a medium winter. So does Railways. You just have to plan for it, I think. And, if you're well established, buy a house, settle on it in autumn, renovate it and sell it again in spring. Like, depends how much money you've got, right? You could do Uber, you could deliver pizzas, you could fucking collect cans. Like, there's go garage sailing, start a podcast about gardening, get some sponsors. There's a fuckload of stuff you can do. 2 more.
J Store 10, is there a reason why the NSFW may not look to be working? Wintergreen Cooch, North Brisbane. What exactly are you trying to treat?
I would take a very strong guess that you're trying to kill wintergrass.
Yeah. J Store 10.
Photos.
Or
it didn't happen.
And Nico Licious 143. What is the best way to stop mushrooms from growing in certain repeated spots in buffalo grass? I would like to see some images, because if if it's the same spot, it could be fairy ring, but I don't want to say it's fairy ring and you go out and buy a fungicide that treats fairy ring when it's not. Send us some photos. I'd like to look at it a bit more.
Can you choose one of them to win a prize? Because we need to have a Instagram prize. While you're doing that, I'm going to do a quick punch through these questions and try and answer a lot quickly. So David Giddens on YouTube, did either of you play Aussie rules?
Yep.
I did probably 5 weeks. Similar situation to the cricket, and decided I didn't like it anymore. And my parents let me give up too easily. So I had a lot of things that I started and didn't finish as a child.
I played, life member at Elizabeth Football Club.
Jesus.
Played a lot of footy at Williston, played a little bit at Centrals, but
there's something they can't steal from you.
Yeah. But I snapped my collarbone. When I was 17, got hit off the ball by a centre half forward.
That's one of the advantages of me not actually doing anything. I have no sports injuries, so I'm pretty much good to go for Masters games. Lee on TikTok, is wet coming in a 5 litre? We've answered this question before. It's very, very likely that we will start putting out 5 litres at the start of the season. I'd say somewhere around September, you'll probably start to see 5 litres and potentially 20 litres and beyond moving in. David Giddens on YouTube, on Live, any spare corporate tickets? I'm probably going to sell some of them. So if you're looking for free spare tickets, we might do some giveaway where if you buy something, you might get some tickets. I think I've got about 16 on the party hole, which is what they call Jonesy at school, on the Friday. So we might sell some or give some away. Adam on YouTube, when will Clint's personal range of contraceptives be available on supermarket shelves? I think he's talking about those tiny dingers.
Like for your thumb.
Yeah, we're having a lot of issues. Like the condom machines that make normal condoms can't get shrunk down to the size that we require. So I don't know, we overcome that challenge and then try and get the chocolate flavor into them. I don't know, 2026. Mike Coxlong on YouTube, have you ever seen a cockatoo? Yes.
Seen many.
Me and Jonesy went to the toilet together before.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, this is the edited one. So Adam on YouTube, is Pornhub fertilizer range able to be used on Aussie native plants? Adam, lawn porn, sorry. Bearded Sith, autocorrect, I'm sure. Adam, Lawnhub. Fuck, I'm doing well today. You can use Lawnhub Bush, Lawnhub Roots and Shoots, and the wetting agents on your natives without any damage. I don't know if natives need a different chemical mix to...
everything needs NPK.
Yeah, but Bush, I find... I've got Bush in the car that I stole from WaterPro during the weekend when I didn't turn the alarm back on.
Yes.
And I'm going to be putting that out over my entire garden indiscriminatively. And then I'm going to be putting Roots and Shoots out as well. So that's knocked out a bunch. Oh, well, there's another one here. Mike Coxlong, love the show. Any chance I can make a cameo? We would need a lot more information before...
Yeah, what's like...
That there was another
blonde
one about
hair,
here.
brunette, not that cameo.
Bearded Sith on YouTube. Will you take pay ID for one of the mowers? I don't know what that means. Is pay ID where someone pays you, or is it like a 4-part plan? What's pay ID? Yeah, it goes into my bank account. Fucking oath, I'll take anything. I'll take silver bullion. Where was the one? There was one about Irvo. Shannon E on YouTube. Any plans for Irvo making a guest appearance on the show soon?
I actually spoke to him about it. You know what he said? Fuck no.
Really?
Yeah. I think he just got a bit scared.
Well, no, he's fine with social. He's just busy. So Irvo's probably getting done 60 to 70% of the things he'd like to get done in work and outside of work. And so he's quite time poor. Me and Jonesy somehow don't really have much going on, so we can do this.
It's because Matt's doing everything. He's not handballing.
Daniel Pittman on Facebook. Hey, lads, from fucking Gawler East. What Adelaide team is 2-0? I don't know. 36ers?
I think it means footy.
It must be AFL.
Yeah.
Is that season's back on?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
So that's good. At least we've got 400 people that are preoccupied kicking a fucking leather ball around.
Pigskin.
Is the Spartan pre-emergent herbicide safe with tool fescue? Mitchell Partridge on Facebook.
As long as you aren't oversowing.
Yeah, so I'm not using any pre-emergents at my house because I have a seeded lawn out the front, and I'm still trying to repair it, so I don't want to risk the seeds from not generating. But if you have a tall fescue that's completely established and filled in nicely and you're not trying to add seed to it, you are all good. Adam on YouTube. Sorry, Kira, I know I'm jumping around, but I'm trying to punch through the quick ones. Adam on YouTube. Are clothes optional on the Lawnhub frame? Yes, they are. Chris Hangerhofer on YouTube. Would winter be a good time to install an irrigation system or wait till September? Newtown, New South Wales, Kike Lawn. Yes. You'll find, I think I've said this before, winter, you'll get better service from irrigation shops during winter because they're not as busy. You'll also find that digging your trenches will be easier because the lawn or the soil profile should be quite moist. You might just find that the lawn repair might take a bit longer. But if you do it well, so you're cutting like a wedge of lawn out and pulling it out and then putting your pipe in and putting it back, you'll find that you shouldn't even know that you were there. What else have we got? Josh Zeitzen on Facebook. When reseeding, is it okay to mix seeds or try and use the same?
No, go for it. As long as that's...
You mean like different brands of rye versus like if you're going to put rye and bent out, you might get some inconsistencies.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have probably answered that bit better. But yeah, if you have, just say you had, I don't know, for some reason in the shed you got 5 different blends of 5 different ryes, 100% you can put them together. Because what will happen is, and this is typically done for a lot of ryegrass species that go out like on an oval or golf greens, is they'll blend a lot of different seeds together because eventually the stronger cultivar suited to that situation will take over.
Bearded Sith on YouTube, who has sent through a fuckload of questions. Battery operated sprayers or manual pump sprayers? Question mark.
Battery now.
Yeah, battery every day of the week.
Yeah.
Like it's just
for the extra.
Yeah, if money's not a concern, and I guess if you can buy a battery operated sprayer, even if it's a cheap one, the consistency of application and it's just
I used to think I didn't need it, but it was sort of like when Clint took us to the V8, so I can't not go in corporate. So like I can't.
You wait till you start flying business class, and you're like, "Fuck this shit."
I can't not use a battery powered sprayer anymore.
Tom Knight on YouTube. Hey boys, Merry Easter. Just tuned in after work, and my premature bucket should have rocked up today. Which goes on first, Prem or Spartan?
Oh, it depends what you like.
If you've got concerns,
yeah. Like if you say you got home, it's all there. Get your Spartan down first, water it in, and then in 24 hours time, get the Prem down. If that's what you wanted to do this weekend,
you're probably going to get more benefit from throwing the Spartan down early and stopping any weeds from growing than the benefit of getting a day earlier on your fertilizer.
Yeah.
Bearded Sith again on YouTube. If you can only apply granular or liquid fertilizer for the rest of your life, which one are you going with?
Granular.
I'm going liquid.
Only because I'm lazy and sometimes I don't like getting the sprayer out.
I find my ability to apply granular evenly is diminishing.
Invest in a quality spreader and then
I've got one.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Nathan Skaysbrook on Facebook. Hey, okay, guys, I need help here. I'm at a point of my lawn care where I'm now making sure I have matched precipitation on my lawn. What is the best way to achieve this? My cup test showed inconsistent amounts over the same watering times. Also, where are the fucking hats, Adam, you piece of shit? I added the last bit of that. We've already answered the hats. Apparently they're coming. They're on a shipping fucking container from the suburb in Adelaide to
going via Thailand back to Adelaide.
So with matched precipitation, there's obviously a lot to take in here. So assuming that you've got an irrigation system that has been installed with a design that's matched, what you're doing by doing your catch can test is trying to identify where the errors have occurred after the installation. So assuming that it's been designed correctly, you do your catch can test, and then when you find that there's issues, it'll point you in a direction. So if there's lower amounts of millimeters of application in certain areas, it's probably because the sprinkler has a blocked nozzle, it's tilted, it's damaged, there's a leaf. Like up my front yard, I've been hedging my entire garden so that my lawn gets sun and water correctly. So you look at that. The other side of it, if the issue is that you've got an irrigation system that's been installed in the past and it was never designed around matched precipitation, your catch cans are really just going to highlight that it's wrong, and you probably need to look at redesigning the system. It doesn't mean you have to put a new system in. It might mean you have to change nozzles. I would suggest using the support of a professional irrigation shop. It doesn't have to be one that I own, and it could be in any state in Australia, but draw a scale diagram, write what each sprinkler is on the diagram, write down the results of your catch can tests and take it in. And the senior staff in the business should understand how to help you, and the juniors are very likely capable too. It's just probably a little bit more of an advanced concept. Hope that answers the question. Brad on YouTube, hey lads, thanks for the advice last week. Caught my shitty bits, like you said, and also purchased a scarifier and went through the whole lawn with that. Was going to put Trojan and BBW down this weekend. Is that okay? And maybe premature in a couple of weeks. Santa Ana, Flagstaff, fucking Hill.
If you've
Cheers.
got if you've got Trojan,
Just get it down.
just get it down. But if you've got the choice of Trojan or premature, I'd use premature.
If you've obviously just bought a scarifier on a whim, so you're obviously not saving for an apocalypse. I would drive your car to Railways Landscape Supplies today before 5 or any of the days that are not tomorrow over the weekend between 9 and 4 and buy a bucket of premature if you're happy to. Save your Trojan for September and put out your Trojan and BBW down, water it in well. You've got some cracking weather on Saturday. And yeah, you can use your Trojan later. But like Jonesy said, you don't have to use the Prem. If you've bought the stuff and you've got the Trojan, you can put that down now. But yeah, definitely get that down this weekend. Good work. Got a lot done. Mitchell Partridge on Facebook. Is the Spartan pre-emergent herbicide safe for tall fescue? Kira, you did not take that love heart away. Brendan Matthews on YouTube. Another question. I've recently got my house back from my ex who's destroyed the lawn. They do that. It's Kaikuya. I've applied Trojan and BBW last week with roots and shoots tomorrow. How often should I aerate?
I mean, you can aerate as often as you possibly can.
Yeah. If I owned a Cora and had Jonesy more available, I'd be probably aerating my lawn 4 times a year. I think you're getting more than that. You're starting to get a bit.
Well, you can do core aeration, but you can also do spiking, which is
Solid
tining. You could do that. Like you could do that bloody every 2 weeks if you wanted to, because it's not as intrusive as pulling a core out of the surface. So, yeah.
My cock's long, and on TikTok. And Melbourne grass cutter on IG. Any chance for Lawnhub beanies? I'm all for it. I just can't be fucked doing it. So if Jonesy wants to do it, he's got my full support. The issue that we've had in the past is that beanies were too expensive. And then I just think that you can't sell a beanie into the market for $49.95 without someone punching you in the dick.
So what would you be comfortable with selling beanies for?
I think we should be able to buy them.
Quality beanie.
We should be able to buy them for $14 and sell them for $29.95. They should be landed in Australia for $14.75 plus GST, and we should be selling them for $29.95, which gives us the ability to do 20 to 25% discounts on them and stick them in orders and still make enough money to make it worthwhile. And there would be people that would do it for that.
Yeah, I've got some.
Cool.
But I thought maybe you think that's too much.
14's about right for those like ones with the stupid pom-pom. But expect them to be average at that price. All right, sorry, we need to keep going. Rayna's back.
Rayna
Bride on Facebook, who is a man.
Yes. Yeah,
hey,
we
gents,
spoke off
Rayna
podcast.
here. He wrote Rayna her from Brisbane. Rayna, Freudian slip. This fucking rain is messing up my application schedule. Wanted to apply Spartan on Monday, but it rained for 4 days. It rained for 4 days on Monday. Now I will need to mow the lawn again, which will be a problem if I apply Spartan on Saturday if I mow the lawn today.
No.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm. You can mow and then apply it today.
Oh, because it's a drench. All right.
Yeah.
Happy days, Rayna.
Yeah.
David Giddens on YouTube. Any recommendations on a cheap scarifier / dethatcher?
Probably the Ryobi one.
Go to the green. I can't even say it. Try to go to ryobi.com.au and find an alternative supplier and go support your local hardware shops.
You know where they're going to send you.
Yeah. But on the upside, at least no one will talk to you.
Yep.
What do we got? Tom Knight on YouTube. Drop spreader or broadcast spreader, which is better?
I prefer the broadcast, but I can control it. Clint has other.
No, calm down. I would choose broadcast over drop now because I can't get my drop spreader to run like prep. Like I had some I striped up my lawn with fertilizer. So yeah, broadcaster is the go for me now. I'm looking forward to getting my Whiz as per the recommendation of I think it was Shane. So yeah. What do we got? Daniel Pittman on Facebook. Just a quick one. Is the Lawnhub top dress mix ready, available next Renault season? Or is it best to get in early? Look, the Lawnhub top dress that's being sold out of Railways is always there. So you could go buy it in the middle of winter and you might not need it. I don't imagine that will ever disappear. And I've got a feeling we might start licensing that into other yards, but more information about that will come to light before the season. Maddie on TikTok. What's the best stuff to get rid of Mexican clover? These TikTok questions always get me. I'm like, is there a real thing?
The clover family, which is a Oxalis family. Yeah, just NSFW.
Kira, you need to remove the love heart off the David Giddens on YouTube. Grant Burgess on Facebook. I made my own dripper for my 30-meter long hedge from an old garden hose and 3mm holes drilled at 200mm intervals. Works well. Okay. I'm glad that it's working well for you. The reality is when you do something like that, in my experience, and it might not be something that you're experiencing, Grant, is that there's an inconsistent amount of water gets delivered between the first hole and the last hole. And if I was doing a homemade hole in hose irrigation system, that the hole at the start would be smaller than the hole at the end, because generally the water is going to push out of that first. And if you do something like this, so the drippers that we sell at WaterPro are pressure compensated, which means that they put out exactly the same amount of water no matter where they are. What you'll find is if you put more water out in one area and less out in the other, you might start to have inconsistencies around the growth of your plants, and you'll have a very high hedge at one end and a very low hedge at the other, or a dead hedge at one end and a living hedge at the other. But one of the beautiful things about this country is you can do whatever you want. Michael McKay on TikTok Landscaper just laid Kikuyu a couple of days ago. How often should I be watering and when do I mow it? Any suggested products?
For the first week, you just want to water it enough so that the root system doesn't dry out. So it's enough to keep it damp, but not soaking, but not dry.
Fuck, it's 4 o'clock.
And check out the cherry popper pack. Perfect.
Yep. Mow it when you can't. Rip it out.
When you can't rip it out of the soil. Yeah, that's when.
All right, I'm going to quickly punch through a bunch more questions. We might run out of time. Then we're going to give away. Did you pick one on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the one who's just taken over that. So it was, where was it?
Persistence. Peak persistence, as they say at my kids' school. Persistence is one of the values that they're trying to teach the kids.
Oh, what is the number one tip for new lawns with an established?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that was Jason Kremer Designs.
All right, you win a ultimate spray pack. Bearded Sith on YouTube. What other product names have you thought of that didn't make the cut? I'm sure Moist was one, but Kira probably vetoed that one. Kira, why me? I'm all for Moist. So a couple of things. Moist is actually one of our competitors' products, and so that's off limits. Kira is no killjoy. She's a fucking animal, and she would not be squashing that. And we can go into diversity and inclusion in another podcast. But yeah, she's definitely not the one that will be crushing Moist. There's probably some other people that might. No, Moist's fine. The ones that have been squashed are things such as bukkake, abortion, rape, that kind of shit. And so it's really important for me that the brand names that we use are in line with the products, right? So, Trojan is a slow release fertilizer that's like a Trojan horse. Wet is a wetting agent. Money shot is, the term you describe when you take that, final photo. Not safe for weeds. Roots and shoots encourages roots and shoot growth 3 ways. Got 3 key NPK. BBW, big bucket of wet. So it's the granular version. Once we start dancing on the wrong side of that, it gets shit. And I think one of the beautiful things about the Lawnhub brand is that the names are classy and stay on the right side of the line, I think. So that's probably the best way of describing it. It's getting more and more challenging as the products grow because there's only so many words, obviously, in the English language, and then some of them you say stuff and it's just wrong. But yeah, we got so many more questions. I think we're going to give Bearded Sith one of the spray packs because he's asked to he or she might have a fucking beard, but they've asked them have asked fucking 10 questions. One of them I really liked. So that's YouTube taken care of. You've taken care of Instagram. I need to give away a Facebook. I did have some likes further up on my Facebook. Where are they? Bearded Sith, we've already done him. Facebook. Yes, Scott Taylor. I'm going to give you a pack because you have been persistent, and that's the key. His question was, hey, Clint, any update on the battery-operated spreader? So just message us your postal details and we'll get some shit to you. There's too many. What do we got? We'll do 3 more questions. We'll go back to the top because they asked first. That phone's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Jack Chapo, who has been a viewer for a little while, applied wet and roots and shoots ground is total crap. Got 50 kilos of gypsum. Should I apply wet again before the rest of the spray pack? Forgot to get Trojan in time. Can I use bush instead? Not really, Bush will fertilize, but I wouldn't be putting it on my lawn. 50 kilos of gypsum, I don't know if that's enough to fix the problem. And if you've just put wet down, I wouldn't put it down again. Fair?
Fair.
Cool. What else we got? Adam Jackson on YouTube. It's early 20s during the day, then 12 at night. Then there's a few days later, it's 30 degrees. Is my kikuyu cooling yet or not?
No.
I'd say the least concerning grass variety for that. Jacob Cantrick on Facebook. Boys, how do you guys avoid the doghouse when the misses when you come home with another few $100 of products? Getting tired of sleeping in the man cave shed? Not really.
I mean, I don't really have that problem.
No, well, what I do is I have separate bank accounts from our shared bank accounts, which my wife can't see. So if I want to buy shit, I just fucking buy it.
But if it's your hobby,
He might be just joking.
She might, but like this is just in general. If she has things, or he, if you're in that sort of relationship,
doghouse misses, so I'm going to go female. Yep.
If she has things that she spends money on, and you have things that you spend money on, and as long as I suppose the bills get paid, who gives a fuck?
Well, I would also just say to her that you were walking down the street and you knew that you wanted to buy some meth and you thought that it might be a better idea to buy some fertilizer. If you're open with that, they'll always be like, yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. He could be on meth, which is true. And you might be too, but I would go with that. Matt Worth on Facebook. Hi, guys. No question this week. And Trojan lasts a lot longer than meth, I can guarantee it. No question this week. Just a cheers for making awesome products and giving me the best looking lawn in my street. Happy Easter, fellas. Matt, you are also responsible for putting the best lawn on your street because I have access to the same products and I do not. Hey, lads. Tiff Tough Lawn here in fucking Brisbane. Just bought a spray pack and we'll get that down this weekend. What's your opinion on washing your vehicles on the lawn? Yes or no? From Glenn Cottrell on Facebook.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I personally wouldn't wash car on my lawn.
Can't fit a car on his lawn. That's why. What about a little ride-on lawnmower? I would try to use products that are more balanced and less impactful on your lawn. There's probably a bunch of cleaning chemicals that you can get that aren't too chemically.
Yeah, I'm sure if you go to Super Cheap, there'll be an area that's, I don't know where people buy car products from. I'm assuming Super
Dylan's
Cheap.
just had a message from the fluffer. We need to get moving. All right. My lawn is overgrown with snakes. What the fuck do I do? That's from Finn on TikTok. And one brick thrower's suggestion on TikTok was eat the snakes. I think we better close this off. Luke Gassy on YouTube. Hey, legends, long-time lurker. Purchased my first time now that I have my own house and I'm trying to big dick my neighbor. Trying to big dick the neighbours. Massive improvements to the kikuyu after applying a barbecue and Trojan, BBW. A lot of love. Thanks, Luke. So,
Luke.
What do we need to cover off? Nothing. If you want a prize, message us in. Once Dylan's film is finished, we'll link it up in the podcast bio. Send through photos if you want to be featured on our centerfold. You like that?
I did.
And yeah. Don't be a fuckhead on Easter. You might regret it next week. Don't drink and drive.
You might get some lead things through your hands or something.
Is there anything else? We'll give you some more details about our charity thing in October. Anyone that wants to be involved.
The text line. Get her.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Turn it down a bit, Dylan. So yesterday we sent out an email to our email subscribers letting you know that we will be giving away or we'll be providing an Easter discount code to our text people only. We had a few people having issues signing up to the text line because it was a pop-up that pops up on your screen. If you've closed that pop-up before because you're like, fuck your text line, I'm not signing up, then it won't pop back up. You have to clear your cookies and your cache and get rid of all that information, refresh the page, it'll pop back up. You'll be able to sign up to the text line. If anyone really, really, really wants that and they can't work out the text line, send us a message and we'll probably just send you the code. I've got a few people on email.
Yeah, I think I'll take my laptop home, but I think I can add people in as well. So
if you're wondering why we're doing that, quite simply, the text thing has been something I've been trying to add people to for a long time. It is our best form of marketing. We get the most value from it. I want to reward the people that have done it by giving them a really good discount this weekend. There's about 7,000 or 7,100 people on that text
That's
line now.
nuts considering what it was.
I never thought it was going to get to that. And then we'll probably start texting you out weekly with something cool. Like I was thinking about, buy this and get a half price NSFW. I was thinking about giving away a bottle of NSFW to any order over $200 this weekend. So that's the kind of shit that's running through my head. Make sure you've signed up to the text line. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you don't confuse Cadbury chocolate with red tulip. And if you drink, don't drive.
That's right.
Keep it green.
See you later.